All right. Good morning. I'm Gianni the Greek coming to you live straight from Las Vegas. It's Wednesday, June 26th. And as you can tell, Ace is scruffy, unshaven, wearing the shirt from last night. Hat that don't match, but just didn't have time. I got to be at UFC Apex within 2 hours to be taping UFC on the line. Make sure you want to check that out live at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, only on UFC Fight Pass. I got a lot of gold for UFC 303 for our Bet'em, which I've absolutely demolished. So again, forgive the look. I should have only done voice today, but yeah, it is what it is. We are shining, though. We are shining. Got to look at the nails. Got them done last night. So we are shining and looking forward to today when we clean up. And then tomorrow and Friday I'll be at the expo where I'll be doing a live show from expo. You can watch the gambler's perspective. And I will also be giving out updates live on Instagram. So make sure you go over to Greek_Gambler on Instagram, Greek_Gambler7 on TikTok, because again, just like last week, I share premium content that's exclusive for each of those platforms. Now, I'm all over the place, but I can't start this again. We got to just keep going. Got to battle through, Ace. Got to battle through. Now, coming off another winning night, no surprise. Again, not to be cocky, because this racket will humble you quicker than most. And I've been humbled more than anybody else by this market, more importantly, by this industry, because I've always said you're only as good as your last bet. And just 2 weeks ago, I was getting demolished about what a scam and how awful he is and how he's losing 100 units and blah, 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 blah. All the noise. When in doubt, what do? We zoom out. Numbers never lie. They never lie. And at the end of the day, you don't have to like my voice. You don't have to like my face. You don't have to like these teeth, the shiny nails, none of that stuff. None of that. You could despise it all, but you got to acknowledge the numbers. They do not lie. And at the end of the day, when all the dust settles, if we're being honest, and we know that less than 0.5% of bettors are actually profitable, my results produced profit. That's the bottom line. 8 of the last 9 years. I'm up again this year, so I'm going to make it 9 out of 10. And rest assured, when December 31st comes around, I will finish number 1 in profit at Wager Talk. Number 1 at profit. I will. Again, now I can't guarantee that, but that's the goal. That's the goal every single year. Every single year. Now, let's look over those results real fast so I can get you some gold for today, because I got to wrap this up quick, and I want to get to the questions, because the questions and comments are what I live for. Now, of course, over the last 7 days, guess what we've won? 85 units. I said it a week ago, over 2 weeks ago. If anyone, again, it wasn't to promote, it wasn't to push anyone, but if you're ever going to pay for information, that's when you want to do it. When you know a positive EV source is at the tail end of their worst run, where it's unsustainable, a negative 20, 30% ROI, where you know, unless my life changed drastically, where I stopped working with the people I'm working with and don't even handicap or anything like that, that we will regress back to my mean. And what is my mean? Profit 8 of the last 9 years with about a 2% return on investment, 33 to 3,500 bets a year. Boom, 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 like clockwork. That's what we do. And that's the last 7 days. Last 7. We don't even look at the one to look at the last 3. Last 3 picked up 31 units in the last 3. Remember, 0.25. So that's like 8%. 8% we added to our bankroll with a 33% ROI. That's not sustainable either. So if you just jumped on board yesterday, the day before that, 3 days before that, and you're just winning, stay the course. Don't increase your bet size. We're not going to go up in a straight line. We will have a losing day. We will have a losing week, even during this run that we're about to go on. Because I see it in baseball. You see it coming. Like NHL's over, NBA's over. It's just baseball, some soccer, some tennis, some of those smaller markets that we destroy in baseball to get us profitable, pile up profit. So when football gets here, we're sitting on a shitload of units that I could then feel confident that my guys are ready to unload. Because here's what's going to happen. Guys are going to sign up in August and September, get excited for the football season. But what they're not going to know is we're already going to have 100+ units in our pocket of profit waiting to fire. That's the difference. And if we go behind the first week or two, there's not going to be any panic. We're going to be able to keep firing big because we will take some bigger bets. Whenever my edge is greatest, that's when I take my biggest bets. And you know, when it comes to football, public money outweighs square money. And I find those spots where we find those inefficiencies. So I'm really excited for that. But let's look out long-term. Long-term, where are we last? 365. 365. Oh, boy. Yep. Again, right around that 2% ROI. Over 150, getting near that 200 units. Not bad at all, man. Not bad at all. Again, at 200 units, what's that? We've increased our starting capital by 50%. By 50%. At betting 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1%, 1.25. See that, how that happens? The guys that started with me on this day last year that followed the path, followed the blueprint, and all they did was bet size 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1%, 1.25. Guess what? Their bankroll should have increased now by 50%. After this terrible run we just went on, they should still have increased their capital by 50%. So if they started with 10 grand, they should have 15. If they started with 100,000, they should have 50,000 already in profit over the last 365 days, minus their overhead, which is paying for the source of information. That's why I take advantage of coupons like ACE 25, your time and energy, which is daily placing bets, your internet, your electricity, factor all that in. And I think you'll come to the same conclusion I did. Not only is this one of the most profitable and safer investments, but it's also one of the more enjoyable too. It's fun doing this shit. Let's be honest. Had to get that coffee in me. Forgive me. It's rude to eat and drink on camera. But like I said, this isn't a show. This is me live trading. I was just betting. These are bets I was just placing. And now I'm here with you guys. My girl just comes in, sets this up, press play, and she's gone. And we're ready to work. All right, let me get you some winners. Let me get you some winners for today. And because we got to get to these comments and questions. I love you guys. But let me give you some winners because I'm feeling it today, boy. This week's UFC already, I think I got 3 or 4% plays. Everything so far, I think, has been a 4% play. Let me check. I'm so excited for this shit. It's so great when you're passionate about something and love doing it, like wake up fired up no matter how early it is. Like when football comes, this will be like my 30 plus whatever year of the first week of football. And I'm still going to wake up 2 hours earlier than usual, fired up, ready to go. Even though I know in week 1, I already had placed my bets probably weeks in advance and all the value's been extracted because them lines have been up for fucking months. But it's still exciting, man. It's still exciting. So yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4% plays in UFC for Saturday. I already have an NBA draft pick. Dalton Knecht, Knecht, under 8.5, minus 200. So we're laying 2 to 1 that this kid goes before the 9th pick in the draft, in the NBA. All right. Now let me get you some baseball. Let me get you some baseball winners for you. Well, Seattle, Tampa started early, huh? All right, what do we got? Mets, Yankees. I'll pass there. Cleveland, Baltimore. We like the under. Cleveland, Baltimore. We'll go under 9. Even money or better. Let me see. What else can I put you on? All right, I'm going to put you on Colorado. Let me put you on Colorado. There we go. Go to game 921. Colorado plus 165, 170 range. Colorado plus 1.5. That's the game. Colorado first 5 money line about plus 150. Colorado plus a half a run also. So we have 4 bets on Colorado. All of them are 2%. 2%, not 2% of bankroll. We're not fucking nuts. We're not trying to go broke. We're betting 0.25 of 2%. So that's a 0.5% of bankroll on 4 bets. So a total of 2% of bankroll. spread out on 4 different bets. 4 different bets. Colorado money line, Colorado run line, Colorado money line, Colorado run line. Full game, first 5. You don't have to take on that much risk. I'm comfortable doing it. Like I said, I manage my risk correctly. This is how we beat baseball the last few seasons. I'm not going to jump ship just because it didn't work out for me over a couple of weeks. So there you go. You got Colorado run line, Colorado. And yeah, that's enough. That's enough. If you like a total, let me give you another total too. I love you guys. Again, I unfortunately, I don't see it growing. Maybe it's because it's the summer and maybe when football comes, it'll change. I'll try for a little bit, but I just don't want to disappoint anybody. And this isn't like, again, not like, oh, I'm threatening, but I don't know, man. It's like, this takes just a lot of time, like you see, I'm not even ready for this right now. I should be preparing for the show that we're going to be doing live, getting my bets in order, and just a lot of stuff, man. So that's where the problem comes in doing this. But what was I giving you? The under in Washington, San Diego, right? I was giving you under 7.5, Washington, San Diego. So got a bunch of baseball there for you. Again, whether you follow, fade, or ignore, I hope you cash them, don't trash them. I'm on your side. I'm not booking your shit. So again, even though it's a zero-sum game, I hope you guys do some damage. That's what I'm here for. I really am. And I appreciate you. Please go down, smash that like button, leave me a comment, ask a question. More importantly, I'm here to answer anything. Again, I take nothing personally. You can challenge me. You should challenge me, in fact, and make me produce proof for anything you're not sure of or disagree on. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. That's the only way. And we're learning from each other. And you pushing me may help me uncover something. I could be wrong, dude. I am wrong a lot. I'm wrong a lot. So again, that's what this is here for. Kind of like my Steam room, but just like a small glimpse of it. Speaking of Steam room, tomorrow I picked the 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. I want to get the early one. I know Thursday there's early games, so I was hoping we get some live trades, and want to get some people that may work evenings that missed the last few or couldn't attend them live to also come during the day. Like, that's why I changed the days that we do it and the times that we do it. I want to make sure everyone gets a chance to answer questions, comment, and of course join the Steam room. And especially during football, which, like I said, I'll probably be doing 2 days because college football, NFL, there's just so much opportunity there. And a lot of bets we're going to be placing way before the weekend comes. So it'd be good to go over those early in the week. And especially if they miss some of the lines, to tell them, wait on this one, it may come back, or you could bet this one still. That's why I want to be there for my subscribers all the way through, bro. I'm not just taking their money, sending out their picks and hoping over their time limit they turn a profit so they could re-up. That's not how it works. The way this works is we're partners for a year with the same goal in mind, that we're going to have our ups, we're going to have our downs, but when the dust settles, we will have managed our risk correctly and taken the book's money. That's the goal, baby. Join me. All right. Seattle, Tampa, 0-0. We got the under in that one. I'm pretty sure we got the under 7.5. I think that was. Yeah, 7.5. All right. Let's get some questions out of the way. Let's go in comments. Let's start off at Barry Hinton, 1379. Barry Hinton, 1379. Please keep doing the show. I'm a disabled vet, confined to bed. This is the best part of my day, bro. Yeah, Barry, God bless you, your family, your loved ones, anyone you've ever touched in your damn life. Thank you, bro. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I say that. I get goosebumps saying it and almost tears in my eyes. I'm not ashamed of it either. Like, you are why a guy like me can do this. You're why. You, Barry, are the exact reason who sacrificed time of their lives, years of their lives, their health, their family, their friends, their future, parties, all that shit that we do every single day that we get to do because of guys just like him who are out there fighting, defending our right to speak, our right to freedom. Like, we've learned to take that shit for granted because we don't know any other way of life. We're so lucky that we're actually fools. That man, Barry, understands how the world works. He knows how the world works. Sadly, he understands how the world works. And here's the bottom line. Me, you, and anyone watching this in the United States already hit the lottery. You had about a 1 in 9 chance of being born in the US. And if you were, you've already hit the lottery. And again, you had a 1 in 9 chance. You could have been born in Ethiopia, in Mongolia, in anywhere, any of these countries. You could have been born in Syria, in Gaza, in war-torn countries right now, in Africa. Like, we got lucky where we were born, and we take that for granted. We take our country for granted, even because we haven't. Most people in this country don't even own a passport. I think it's greater than half of all our population in the United States doesn't even have a passport. So they have no clue how the rest of the world works. I have lived outside the US. I lived in Europe for almost 3 years. And because I was a US citizen and I'm a Greek descent, English was my second language. Everyone else in my family was born in Greece. I would have had to serve military time. So I even had to leave every 3 months to get my passport stamped and look like I'm not a permanent resident, or else I would have had to serve military time. And I was not going to serve military time for Greece because I wasn't going to live and remain in Greece. So why should I do that? It wouldn't make sense. Anyway, because of that, I had to go to other countries to get my passport stamped. I saw a lot of Europe. I saw Bulgaria after communism fell, 1993, 94. Like, I saw some real poverty. I saw some real countries with zero freedoms, zero opinions. Like, right now I could say Joe Biden sucks, Donald Trump sucks on this taped, and nobody's going to kick in my door, put handcuffs on me, and take me to some prison because I'm a political enemy. That shit happens. There are places in the world you can't speak your mind. You can't say that. That's how lucky we are because of guys just like this. I'm sorry to go long, but I should go a whole hour for Barry Hinton, 1379. And please go down there and thank this man for his service. Thank this man for sacrificing his health, so that people he doesn't even know, dude, people he don't even know could enjoy the freedoms that we all take for granted and take advantage of every single day of our lives, dude. Me included. We are the most ungrateful human beings in probably the history of the world. We don't know how good we have it. We don't know how lucky we are. Barry Hinton knows how lucky we are. And he knows what it costs, what the price you have to pay for us to be like this, to have a world like this. Because believe me, if guys like Barry Hinton weren't in the front line defending us, savages would be at the door. There would be savages at our front door, taking our lives, pillaging our freaking cities. Do you have any idea what the rest of the world would do if guys like Barry Hinton didn't comprise of the most powerful military force ever seen? That's the only reason we're not being murdered, raped, freaking enslaved. Yeah, in 2024. That Barry Hinton is what's stopping that from happening. You could call me crazy and think, no, that we're civilized. The fuck we are. If this gentleman has been in combat, which being a disabled vet, he probably has been in combat, he knows better than anyone else what human beings are capable of, what we're all capable of. And it isn't pretty. It's not pretty. So again, not to go off of that because we're in a great mood. And I just wanted to thank Barry Hinton for his time. Give him he should have 5 hours, not 5 minutes, but the minimum that I could do to thank him again for his service, for me, for my family, which came over here and became citizens. That was some of the proudest days of their lives. Now people don't even think about that. Dude, when my dad got their American passport, it was like they hit the lottery. They hit the lottery. And like my mom could barely speak English and knew who the president was, had to learn about the Constitution and things to pass the test. And now you ask even kids that graduated high school, that same test that my mom had to take, a woman who didn't speak any English, and I bet you 70% of them would fail it. Sad. They're not proud of this country. Don't get me going on that. All right. Neil Siri, baby. The smashing continues. It does, baby. And the sharing even more so. You are absorbing every single day. Sometimes I'm not as educational. I'm not going deep today with the money management. Again, like I said, my mind's a little elsewhere. Got to get some things done, but I love you guys. So here we go. You touched on something yesterday that caught my attention while mentioning NFL dogs, money lines, and sprinkling. Can you please expound on some facts regarding how little the point spread comes into play in the NFL? In other words, would it be crazy to say, forget the point spread, just pick the team you think will win and they cover? And if it's a dog you like, just bet them on the money line. 100%. 110%. I think, again, I don't have the exact data in front of me, but I would say upwards of 7 out of 10 times the point spread doesn't come into play at all in the NFL, meaning the favorite either blows away the underdog or the underdog wins outright, doesn't even need the points. And here's my proof to that. Here's my proof. You want to know why teasers are 6, 6.5, and 7 points? I'll give you a second. All right, top second, Seattle, Tampa, no score. All right, you know why? Because the average NFL final is 10.1 points away from the point spread. That's correct. The average NFL final is 10 points off of the point spread. Yep, on average. We all go crazy on Monday night when the line's -3 and 38, and we see it's like, 21-17, and we're like, how did they know? It falls right on 38. It's a 3-point spread, and they win by 4. How does Vegas know? This shit's scripted. How did Vegas know? That's all you hear. How does Vegas know? They're awesome. They're the best. Bro, the average line is 10 points off. What are you talking about? See, that's recency bias. That's what recency bias is. We remember what we saw last. We don't think about the big, huge sample size of NFL games every Sunday that don't even come close to the point spread, not even near it. Well, the average NFL game is about 10 points off. That's it. That's why the teaser gives you 7. And don't start telling me what about 10-point teasers, because here's what I'm going to tell you. They made sure the payout isn't fair. So they don't screw you on the line, they screw you on the payout. Remember? There's a few ways you could screw your customers. Shade the line towards biases or shade the VIG to make it unfair. That's it. And that's a great, great point by my man Neil. And I highly recommend in the NFL, you do approach it that way. You pick the winner. And more times than not, you will cover the spread. In fact, in the playoffs, it's upwards of 80%. 8 out of 10 times. I don't have the exact, I have it right behind me. I don't want to wheel over the post-it. I write post-it. That's how I keep I'm old school. So I have to write things down. That's also how I remember them. And it's wild card round, divisional round, conference. I think those are the 3, right? Playoff round, and then the Super Bowl. Yes, then the Super Bowl, I believe. I know on 2 of those, it's like 90%. So at least 8 out of 10 times to 9 out of 10 times, the point spread won't even matter when the playoffs roll around. You just got to pick the winner. And that's why I always say you got to sprinkle. You can't be afraid. Now, granted, when it's a 13-point dog, they win on the money line a lot less. So there you're going to want to sprinkle smaller. You're going further out on the risk curve. Your reward is greater, but you want to put out less of your bankroll because you're going to cash a lot less of these, and it's going to take a lot long. So you got to get to the long term for that bet to be profitable. To do that, you need the capital and long term. So small bets on those kind of sprinkles. Remember, my only goal is to keep my subscribers in action. As long as they're in action, I know they're going to turn a profit. Kind of like this, the casino. All they know, they have a built-in edge. As long as someone's sitting in that seat, they're making money. They're making money. That's all they got to do. My man. All right. Thanks, sir. Mark Kessler, 3129. Mark Kessler. Would love to hear about your relationship with Dave Cokin. Yeah, that would go long and that would be really emotional, man. I'd love to do that. Tell you right now. Yeah, I'm still processing that all, to be honest with you, bro. Thank you for bringing up Dave's name and all. And love him. Knew him for a very, 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 very long time. So yeah, don't even want to go down that road right now, other than to say I love the man. He's very beloved by many in this city, many in this industry, and is one of the legends of the game, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And more importantly, just a good man, which matters more than anything else. Just a really good man. Pretty much the best thing you could say about anyone, that he's a decent human being. And he definitely left this place better than he found it. One of those guys that did leave it a little better than he found it. And that's the most you could hope for. The most you could hope for. All right. Not me again, 56470. Do you plan on doing daily live streaming? Like I said, my girl is now in charge of all my social media. So she handles TikTok, she handles Instagram, she handles Twitter, YouTube, all of that. Like I'm not technical savvy at all. This would not be happening without her. The setup is all her. Her then taking this, editing this, sending it to Wager Talk. That's all her. So because she also bets for me and works with me, she's around a lot. So yeah, she'll be turning it on a lot more as I get out. I moved into this new house within the last 2 months. So we're kind of still in the process of just getting everything set so that we could get into our routine. Like I'm still dealing with the air conditioning guy coming tomorrow to fix the upstairs air conditioning. I still got a pool guy coming on Saturday to like do some work on the pool. I got someone putting in a grill on freaking next Tuesday. So it's like that kind of stuff is still kind of happening. So we're not in our daily routine of me running the casinos, placing bets, that kind of stuff. When that happens, especially when football, yeah, there'll be a lot more live streaming of that. But this show, it's going to depend on you guys. Like I said, especially like when NFL and college football comes, it's just so busy. It's just so busy. And I do so many other segments. For me to do my own daily stream, it would have to be worth it to me. Not monetarily. I don't want to get paid for this. I don't need to get paid for this, but I need to know that that the market wants this. That they're not just, because if they just want free picks, I could just tweet a free pick and it takes me 2 minutes instead of we're already 28 minutes in. So if you're just coming in here for the free picks, I could just do that on Twitter. If my goal is to give out a free pick and promote people to then come and buy my shit, that's not why I do this. I do the daily stream for this part of it, to answer questions, to be there for you so that you could avoid those mistakes I made. I know most people never do that. They're going to have to make them for themselves. It's kind of like telling a young kid, start saving your money in your 20s so that your 35, 40, 50-year-old self thanks you for it. Nobody does it, dude. Nobody does it. You could tell everybody to do the right thing, work out in your 20s and 30s, so your 40s and 50s reward you for it. So few people do it. But yeah, I want to live stream. If we could grow the show, bro, like I said, it's on you guys. If you guys can share it, if you guys can help me grow it, and I see that sports bettors do want this kind of content and not just free picks, then yeah, I plan to stream daily and actually share some of the, behind the scenes stuff, some of the advantage bets that I find in the city, stuff that I don't even give out as premium plays because it's so time sensitive. So there's a lot that I want to do, but again, that all depends on how it's received by the market. All right, Ace, what's your thought on future bets? I like looking at them, but so tough to tie your money up 5-6 months at a time. How do you decide on potential return worth the wait? Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Future bets, the only ones I think that are truly worth it are season wins. season wins, and some of the props, a few of the props that are just really mispriced. Otherwise, you're just not getting the best of it. The hold is just so high. Like to pick the winner of a division, the winner of a conference, the winner of a Super Bowl, the hold's so high. Like I always put in a ticket at the beginning of the year, but I know it's a negative EV bet, and I'm more or less making a lottery pick as a fan to cheer in the team. Like it's not a good bet. It's not a good bet. That's why a lot of times I don't even make it a premium play. I just let my subscribers know this is what I did as far as the future. That's the problem. But season win totals, the edge is so great, it's worth tying up that money if you have the capital. If you have the capital, because let's say we have 10 season win totals in college and NFL combined, 10 season win totals. Let's say they're all 4% plays. Okay. So that's 40 units with VIG. Let's say 50 units, 60 units even with VIG. Okay. Nah, we'll say 50 units. Okay. So even at 0.25, we're giving 12%, right, of our bankroll is tied up in these futures for 4, 5, 6 months. So we're already locking up 10, 12, 15% of our bank. Now, it's okay if you expect a return, tying up 10% of your money. Let's say you got 10,000 and you tie up 15% of that. So you're tying up 15% of your money. Now, if you're going to make, 20% on that, it's worth tying it up. Otherwise, you're better off straight betting it daily and flipping it over. It all comes down to how well funded you are. If you're properly funded, absolutely. You should bet the season win totals that I give out because they're all plus EV. And for me to tie up money for that long, I see the value in it. Trust me. But if you're new to this and you don't have the money management part down yet, you may not want to give away 15, 20% of your bankroll, especially if you can't replenish it. If you don't have the income or anything where you can replenish it if you start off cold. Again, that's where the futures come in, but also got to factor in the uncertainty with injury. That's why you're going further out on the risk curve. That's why I don't tie too much up in futures. I kind of have a little side in my head bank that I'm willing to put in futures, and that's about it. But I won't tie it up. Jimmy two-time, you guys know. All right. Italian DMD. I'm an emotional bettor. Yesterday I won big. Today I watched every handicapper show and was taking everything. And I strongly felt I was going to sweep the board and make a ton. I got spanked, lost everything I won yesterday and then some. Do emotions affect you when you have a big day? Truth is, I don't pay attention. That's you got to be robotic. Number one, be careful about watching every handicapper show. We know 99.5% of sports bettors lose. And all the content is not coming from that 0.5%. So most of the information that's out there in gambling, social media is losing information. And more importantly, coming from a losing source who obviously his knowledge and experiences are going to be negative. Like is not going to steer you towards the right path. Because if he had it, he'd be on it. You know what I mean? He or she. So be careful with whose opinion you trust. Not telling you to trust mine. But be careful with whose opinion you blindly are willing to trust. Next thing, emotions. There's one way to eliminate that. Already determine your bet size. Remember what, like I said, with my subscribers with the steam room, that's rule number one. The rule number one, or leave the room. If you're going to have to determine your bet size every single day, our goals aren't aligned. If you're going to have to decide what you're betting before placing every bet, our goals aren't aligned. Mine and your goals are very different. So I suggest you go find a source whose goals is aligned with yours, or I'm going to disappoint you. Again, my goals are different. My goals aren't to win today, Italian. My goals aren't to win tomorrow or this week or this month. It's to invest my hard-earned capital and profit off it year after year. Like I do this for real. I don't do this for gamble. I don't have my bankroll in my front pocket. This to me is an investment vehicle. Just like my stocks are, as you could see. I've got the Bitcoin chart up that I just drew my lines in and my Fibonacci retrace. It's retracing perfectly. Oh, that was actually gold, which retraced down to the fib to 212. It's just beautiful when it does exactly what the chart says it's going to do. It's just like magic. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Anyway, what I was getting back to, Italian, is you should already determine that. So let's say you have $1,000 bankroll. You know what we're doing: 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1%, 1.25. So if you got $1,000 bankroll, you know what you're betting: $2.50 per unit, $5 on a 2%, $7.50 on a 3, $10 on a 4, $12.50 on a 5. You're never, and not even my stuff, your own stuff. You should be bet sizing between $2.50 and $12.50. So your average bet should probably be between $8 and $7.50 and $10. So let's say you're just going to go with best bets. So just go 1%. So we'll just go $10 of that 10,000. So every bet Italian DMD makes should be $10. If you're betting a dog, $10 flat. If you're betting a favorite of minus 150, you're putting 15 to win 10. If you're minus 200, you put up 20 to win 10. So every favorite should be to win 10. Every dog at plus 150, 10 to win 15. And that's it. You're done. You're done. You don't address it again until you've either made 50%, increased your capital by 50, or decreased your capital by 50. Until either of those things happen, you stay at $10. So what's there to get emotional about? One day good, one day bad. You ain't going to do. At the end, it's when all the dust settles. Because unless you're only going to bet today, today's results don't matter. Unless you're only betting today, you're not going to bet tomorrow. Today doesn't matter. I swear to you, I don't go to bed looking at what I do. I don't even look at most results. I look at when I go to place a bet in the morning, the first one that comes in, I see the accounts. So I see, we won yesterday because I have more money in there than I did the night before. Which game won, which game lost, I really don't check anymore. I used to because I tried to learn more with every winner and loser. But after doing it so long, again, I still learn, but I don't have to go in and search every box score to see, was I right, was I wrong? I don't need to go do that anymore. I know we're on the plus EV side because I see how the market reacts. All right, now I look like a genius selling my gold at 215 and 220. All right. Now, so yeah, that's the best you could do. That's, again, you got to be robotic. If you treat it like a business, it pays like a business. You treat it like entertainment, it's going to play like entertainment. It's going to cost like entertainment, actually. And what's gambling? It's a form of entertainment, my man. We're going to bet $20 a game today. We won, but let's go to 30 or 50 tomorrow. What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to increase my risk of ruin, which means I'll be ruined. It's just a matter of time. So again, each of us is in control of the risk of ruin. Not the sports books, not anyone else. You single-handedly determine what risk you want to take. Do you want to take a 1% risk of ruin? A 10% risk of ruin, a 50% risk of ruin. And what does the risk of ruin means? The percentage of times I will go to zero compared to the percentage of times I will double my bank. So you want to play with a 20% risk of ruin? 8 out of 10 times I'll double the bank. 2 out of 10 times I got to be prepared to lose my bank. If you're okay with that risk, then that's what you should be doing. 80-20. If you're like, you know what, I could take on even more risk, I'm good with 60-40, where 60% of times I double up, 40% of times I lose it all, but I'm okay because I can replenish, and hopefully it doesn't come off the first 2 or 3 rolls, and I get out ahead. But bottom line is you are determining your risk of ruin and how you want to feel each and every day. Do you want to sweat it, or do you want to just not even care? No, just like your stocks. If you have an 401k, are you looking at it every single day? Of course not. Nobody does. If you're day trading, you are. But if you're not looking at the price every single day of your 401k. It's sitting there, year by year. Let me see, did I make money when I go do my tax? That kind of shit. So again, man, I just keep it real with you guys because I love you, and I don't have my time to waste, so I don't want to waste your time. I've already gone too long. Now I only have about an hour to doing my MMA handicapping. So Needed more than that, but it's okay. I'm well prepared. All right. Love you, Italian. And I say this out of my heart, brother, because I want to see you win, bro. I don't want to see you lose money. Seriously, you don't have to lose money. Like, you have access to winning information. Even just coming on this show, I gave you premium plays, stuff I gave my subscribers. Everything I just gave you is a 3% play. So you should be betting 0.75. If you have a $1,000 bankroll, you should be betting $7.50. Flat betting on a dog to win $7.50. The most is $10. If you're going above that, then you're over betting. You're way over betting your edge, and I can't help you. But if you just do that, you're going to make money over the next year. If I do this for, if we're going to have a statistically significant sample size, because I'm giving like today I gave like 3, 4, 5 plays. So if I do that over, even if I give 3 plays a day, and there's 350 days a year, I'm going to give over 1,000 plays for free. Just here. Premium plays. They're going to be profitable. Again, man, but if you don't manage your risk correctly, it doesn't matter what I give you. I could give you 90% winners and you could still go broke if your risk of ruin's too high. That's math. That's not opinion. Again, you can't run from the law of big numbers. It is what it is. All right. William got Karmeris. Karmeris. Is that? Sounds like a Greek last name. Karmeris. All right. 6979. Let's go. Hello, Ace. This is a question I want to ask you. I don't know if you ever heard of the digital dollar, but if it does come to that, I hope it does not. What's going to happen with all these sports books, all these casinos, where they now know your worth, the money is going, which is unconstitutional. In my opinion, this is a great country. Love it. Love it. We're going to the digital dollar. Of course we are. Yeah, that's coming, guys. That's coming. Whether it's with the next financial crisis that they're going to backdoor it in, that we need to do this, or they're just going to roll it out. In fact, it's already been rolled out in certain jurisdictions in other countries. It's being tested as we speak. Where we're going digital. It's just the evolution. Like, who has a check anymore? Who writes checks anymore? Nobody really, right? Who has a checkbook anymore? You don't see that. Now everyone has a card, a debit card, or whatever. And how stupid is that? We have our freaking passcode on the back of it. We have our passwords on our cards. Like, our access to robbing us is there. So of course we're going to go to digital. That's just technology. The problem is, what kind of digital dollar are we going to have? And you could see, like China's going to do. China already has a social score, social credit score. So are you this political party? Do you believe this? Are you this? Dude, there's things they can't do with their money. They can't go buy these things. They just get restricted because you can't ride this train or these buses. So you can't leave this city. You can't fly. Like, there are social restrictions based on things that you've done in those authoritarian countries. We just don't believe it because we're in America. We don't have those problems today. The day before 9/11, no one had to take their shoes off at the airport either. Here we are 30 years later. We're still doing it. We're still doing it. Social Security was supposed to be for a year just to take care of old people because of the wars. Where are we now? Once they implement something, you think they take it back? Once they have power, you think they're going to take power back? And that's where we're going, the digital dollar. Why? So they know every dollar you spend and where it's going, more importantly, and every dollar you earn. Never going to be able to cheat on our taxes, which we shouldn't anyway, but even write-offs and things like that. That's where we're going. Authoritarian. Why? That's what happens at the end of empires. You have to control the population as it starts to ask questions. You have to make them first more diabolical. How do you do that? Let's remove God and religion from everything. Let's just remove that from everything. So remember, again, I'm not saying anything, but just look around the world. Look at all the Christian countries, Muslim countries, whatever, those that have religion, those that aren't religious, which religion. You just do it for yourself. I'm not saying anything. Just see which ones are prosperous, which ones aren't prosperous. All I can say is that this country of the United States started as a revolution and took down the empire of England, became the biggest superpower when it was a country based on principles and morals and believing in God. I pledge allegiance to the flag. You remember that stuff? 10 Commandments, all that good stuff that helped build this amazing country, that made families and all that. Again, what your beliefs are, what your politics are, everybody's different. All I'm trying to say is things haven't gotten better. The further we've gotten away from God, I haven't seen the improvements in the world. I just haven't seen it. And, you got to do that. Then you have to make them more, sinister, the population. How do you do that? Let's talk sex. Let's make it like that. You see, dude, 20 years ago, I remember the 2 Live crew couldn't put a freaking song on. All hell broke loose. There's FBI agents going to raid record companies because they put out a song, "We Want Some Pussy." Now what have we gotten to? That's how you destroy populations. Dumb them down. Keep them doing that, focused on that kind of shit. Not on what's going on over here. Not on good shit. Focus on that stuff. On gender and sexuality, and if he's straight, and are they gay, and are they this, and are they that? All that shit. Send them to school. Don't teach them math. And who needs to know math? Why do you need to know math or science or English? Let's teach them social justice. Let's get them on some social justice shit. DEI, baby. They don't need to learn about anything else. What do they need to learn about anything else? Do you know that China doesn't allow social media? Do you know that China's TikTok is the exact opposite of ours? The only thing on China does have TikTok because it's a Chinese company. They only have educational programs, nothing else. Teaching kids science, math. That's it. That's all TikTok's allowed for. Not to do fucking twerking videos. Now you tell me who's going to be the superpower 20, 30 years from now. Remember, China put this play 100 years ago. They called it their 100-year plan. They played the long game, dude. They played the long game. And part of their plan is obviously become the superpower. And you think the way we're going with our military, with our country, with our dollar, with our politics, with our inner, you really think we're going to remain the superpower 20 years from now in 2050? Dude, Ace will be, I'll be an old man if I'm lucky to still be alive. It's the young people that you guys need to start waking up to this, man. Because one day you wake up, shit done changed. And they ain't going back after that. There is no going back. You can't take it back. And the digital dollar is one of those things we won't be able to take back. Once we go down that road, we won't be able to take it back. And there'll be people trying to fight it, but it's going to win at the end. It's going to win out. They have to control it. We're at that point now. Like, what did I talk about yesterday? The interest that we're paying on our national debt. It has surpassed our military budget and is about to surpass our Social Security budget. You don't think they want full control of the loot of all our money, every single one of our dollars? Yeah, they need it. They need that. That should scare the shit out of you. If that doesn't make you buy physical gold and have a little BTC, ETH in that cold storage, just a little bit, because I could see them demolishing that. I could see them figuring out a way to do some damage to crypto, outlawing it or some crazy shit like that. Let's not forget, they outlawed gold. You know that. Our country outlawed gold back in the day. You had to turn in all your gold. If you got caught with gold after the date, you got in a lot of trouble. It was confiscated from you. You got nothing for it. I think you got fined or jailed. Yeah. So history repeats itself. What do you think? That can't happen? You really think that can't happen? Sure it can. Didn't happen in Romans, didn't happen to the Greeks, didn't happen to the Egyptians, didn't happen to Chinese. Nah, of course. Why would it happen to the Americans? We're great. We're smarter than everybody else. Why shouldn't we just be able to do this forever? Just print money forever. We'll be the first people to do that. So yeah, the digital dollar's coming. Why do you think I've been saying prepare yourself for the last 2-3 years. I've taken on this mic for that reason, to give the people that have supported me, that have allowed me to do what I do and love what I do, my thanks to you, preparing you for what's freaking coming. That's why physical gold. Physical gold. Today, where are we at? What's the price? I know it dropped today. It dropped today. Where are we at? We're at 2,300. We're at 2,300. Here's what I'm going to tell you right now. Are you ready for this? It is June 26th. It is June 26th. By the end of the year, let's say Christmas, by Christmas, gold will be 23. Gold will be over 2,600. Gold will be 15, at least 15% higher just by the end of the year. After that, it'll probably get to like 2,700. It's at 2,300. Probably get 2,750, 2,800. And then we're going to bust through 3,000. Once people start recognizing, we bust through 3,000. And then it's going to have another decade. Gold will have its decade bull run. Get involved now. Get involved now. Gold's been idle for a long time. They fucked gold up in 1971 when we went off the gold standard. That was the end of the American dollar as we know it forever. It'll never be the same since 1971. That destroyed us. That put us on this course. The fact we've survived it 30 years is 50 years, I mean, is phenomenal. Is record breaking that here we are that many years later and kicking the can down the road. But the opportunity's there now. Physical gold, baby. Physical gold. I'm looking at the prime, ready to buy some now. I got a $2,200 buy order. Go down another 100, baby. Go down another 100. Oh, BTC doing its drop again. Come on, where do you think it's going? We already said where it's going. All right, it took too much time anyway. 50 minutes. Love you guys. Love you guys. Back tomorrow. Again, Friday. I'm not sure because I will be at UFC Expo at the Convention Center doing a live show and hanging out with you guys. Love you. Have a great day.